Hey, I'm Diana Taurasi from the Phoenix Mercury, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Is there ever a time when you think, oh boy, they're too quick to pass? That was an open shot that I wish they hadn't taken. Where in your mind is that line?
Yeah, there's been a couple of those, Rick, but in general, no. We're really, to your original thought and question was, I'm thrilled with the way these guys are playing offensively. I mean, if the season ended today, Rick, we set a NBA record in the history of the NBA with assist percentage where it's at today. And I expect that to continue. So our guys have bought in. I love the way they're playing. We move it as well as anybody in this league. It's an unselfish group. I think there's a few, Rick, where we leave on the table where they're trying to maybe make an extra one. And there was probably more of an open one there. But that's going to happen. I can live with a few of those. But in general, they're trying to play the right way, make the right reads. A lot of those decisions are going to come at the rim tonight. When we get to the rim, having the making the right decision against the big at the rim tonight is going to be important against Philly. So, they're big down there. They're big. They're long. They're physical. We're going to have to make the kick out read, and then from there, making the right decision to drive it, pass it, or move it again. So, yeah, I'm thrilled, Rick. I love the way the ball's moving. Really proud of the guys, how they bought into this.
Do you anticipate Caleb playing a bunch of 4 tonight?
Caleb's going to play more minutes than he saw last game. And it may come at the 4, may come at the 3. It just depends. With Gordon out there, I'd probably call him the 4.
Yeah, I got it.
In our system, I don't see him as a traditional 4, but he has to, I have to give him a number for our offensive sets and system. But yeah, I think he could get some minutes, and Cody could get some minutes as well tonight as well.
Thank you.
Let's go to Rod and then Richie.
Hey, JB, you guys this year have had a couple of injuries, obviously, with Cody and now Terry and PJ. Just wondering, as a coach, just what kind of challenge has it been for you to kind of just juggle your lineups to kind of figure out, who's playing where and stuff like that with injuries and stuff that you have to deal with?
Yeah, it's, Rod, it's a challenge every year. And, these injuries, somehow they creep into everybody's program. But look, I trust the guys on that bench. I trust this group. And just like the other night against Miami, we didn't miss a beat. We just kept playing. I expect the same thing tonight. Just, different rotation, somebody else's opportunity. And I expect those guys to make the most of it. And I trust the Martin twins to enter the rotation. Obviously, you guys know I trust Biz if he has to enter the lineup tonight. I think all our guys up and down the line have, we've shown trust and belief in them all season. Tonight's a great, opportunity for all of them. So it's a challenge, Rod, this, any season, but especially a season like this. So, but, it's a great opportunity for someone else to step up.
Hey, JB, this is Richie of BuzzBeat. In the last handful of games, you guys have been rebounding the ball, just based off the statistics, a little bit better on the defensive side of the court. 2-part question here. Number one, how much of that is due to Cody Zeller being back? And then number 2, just generally speaking, is there any kind of correlation in your eyes between perimeter defense and then also defensive rebounding?
Well, defensive rebound, it really said the more you can stay out of rotations, Richie, and stay in front of the ball, the better, and for us, we have to scramble defensively. It's tough on us. We have to really move our defense, in our pick and roll, we scramble a lot, in the post, we scramble a lot. It's just the nature of our personnel. So that leaves you vulnerable on the board. When you're in scramble rotations, as you know, it's a bear. A lot of times your smalls are on bigs or your guys out of position and they have the advantage, and that's all it takes. The more you can stay out of rotations, that helps. And, our switching defense can do that at times as long as we're not getting beat. So it does start on the ball, Richie. I think a lot of your perimeter defense really sets the tone for your defensive rebounding, because if you're not, if bigs don't have to go to help, you're going to be a better defensive rebounding team in general. And I think we've done that the last couple of games. We've stayed out of rotations for the most part. Milwaukee, probably a little bit. We were scrambling, we were switching a lot against Miami. I think we were in front of Miami quite a bit. That helped us. I don't know what to make of the Zeller numbers yet. I don't have an answer there. You know, I think Biz is as equal a rebounder as Cody. I don't see him as more of an exceptional rebounder than Biz. But I get it. You know, I think maybe defensively we're just more active or more in front of the ball, and and we've really emphasized it. We continue to emphasize it, Richie. Every practice, every game, I feel like I'm an old high school coach on these box out drills. I never thought in the NBA I'd have to do box out drills. In San Antonio, we just left it up to 21 to go get them all the rebounds. For us, we don't have that, but hopefully that answered your question.
Yep. Thank you.
Let's go to Danny and wrap up with Will.
Coach Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. The lineup's a little bit different than you had the first time against Philadelphia. And Ben Simmons, of course, is probably the biggest point guard in the league. With Miles being in the starting lineup tonight, does that change your defensive philosophy on who guards Ben Simmons, or it's just business as usual?
We're gonna have different matchups on him for sure. I'm not gonna give the assignments right now, but a number of guys will guard Simmons tonight. It could be Gordon for a bit. You got Miles out there. Obviously, we've used PG on him in the past. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Martin twin out there on him. It's going to take a full-out effort on these guys tonight. I mean, we're going to be mixing up our coverages on Embiid, different matchups on him. Same thing on Simmons. We're going to throw different bodies at these guys, fresh bodies, different looks. We need length. We need athleticism. We need pressure. So just because we start in one coverage or have one matchup on him, it's gonna change throughout the game. So
let's wrap up with Will.
Hey JB, when you're doing your radio interviews and your TV interviews and these things, do you notice a difference in the tenor of the questions right now? Like, do you feel that there's more excitement around your team right now when you guys are playing well? Have you had any fan interaction that would kind of show you that as well?
Well, that's a good one. I miss the fans. First of all, I don't have a pulse on what the fans are feeling. You probably do. I really don't. I don't read a lot. I don't listen to a lot. I just try to stay focused on the group. I would say if they were in the arena, I'd feel a different sense. Probably there's nobody there. I'm cheering alone out there. So, the tone of the questions feel different. I do feel organizationally. I do feel in the city. The feedback I get from throughout the league, people I trust, people within the city, that there's real hope here. There's real optimism, and it's taken a bit to get here, But I'm proud of our guys. We've laid a foundation. Last year was not an easy year. It was not easy. But the fruits of our labor are here. We got a long way to go. We're just cracking the surface of where we want to go and what we want to be. But I hope there is a lot of optimism. And I hope you feel that too. I mean, we should be. The people out there our fans and the city should be thrilled with this team. And we're just scratching the surface. We got a long way to go, but we're busting it. We play as hard as anybody. We move the ball. We share the ball. We're competing defensively. Our transition is at a high level right now. And we're in every single game. I trust our team. When we get to those last 5 minutes, Will, I trust our group. We've been one of the best clutch teams. So our fans should find a lot of excitement in that, and I hope they do.
Thanks, JB. Appreciate it, man.
All right, guys. Thank you, Coach. We'll see you post game. Thank you, guys.